Here's one of our favorite clips from Neighborly Discourse with Billy and Steve.
Like it felt forced. So once we just started talking, it started sounding a lot different, a lot more like guys having a conversation rather than, okay, so tell me about your day here, sir. Like nobody talks like that. The point of this is to be we're not professionals, we're not newscasters, we're guys who notice what's going on around us in various things, sports, politics, family, life in general, and we have something to say about it.
Yeah. On that note, remember Brian Stelter? I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right.
Yeah.
Bald-headed
the
guy.
CNN guy.
Yeah, he got fired.
Did he really?
I'm so happy, man. I'm.
That's so funny. I can't wait to not listen to Joe Rogan whenever this comes out because he
gets blasted by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, because he's always he's pissed at why is Joe Rogan the most trusted guy in news, so to speak.
Right.
This is crazy. And Joe Rogan, his response, I believe, was like, you should be like. No, if it wasn't for being on CNN, no one would listen to you. Everybody knows you're full of it. You're not interesting. You had his own podcast or the CNN stream, whatever it was. It crashed and burned almost immediately.
30 days, man.
So he's like,
not even 30 days.
Yeah.
Not even 30 days.
It was fast, but because no one's listening to you. So be glad that you have this platform because you're boring and you're uninteresting and you say the same crap. So now he's gonna. I assume when he hears about it, it'll be on the podcast probably next week. Since
dude, you don't understand. I was tickled pink when I read this. I was like, wow, look at this. And the thing about it, I saw the post you did today about Liz Cheney, and you used the word tone deaf, and we'll talk about her in a second. But I always felt like he would ask the question, like that question, why people trust Joe Rogan more? It's like, is that a serious question? Are you genuinely confused and unaware of why people trust him more? And listen, that question I'm asking right now is a legitimate question. Like, I really don't know the answer to it. I don't know
that he doesn't know why people listen to him more.
What do you think? Like, because it's like you can't be like. I'm sure you
hold on. So you're questioning if Brian Seltzer doesn't know why people don't.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because we know why.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's just because his opinion is not biased.
Obviously. But I've actually heard clips where he's had liberal reporters on who blasted him and CNN and saying you guys are the problem, and he laughs it off as if, come on, man, you're not serious.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they are serious. This is your own guy telling you, like, you brought him in as an expert, and he's saying that you guys are the problem.
That's so funny.
And he still doesn't get it.
Yeah, so that's tone deaf, man. That's what they are. They don't pay attention, or they don't think. I guess, like I say about the Liz Cheney thing, it's a definition of an elitist. Like we're telling you what the issue is. You're being told what the problem is, and you are choosing to ignore it. I can't help you with that. But that's me. You're tone deaf.
That's actually pretty scary. That someone could actually not be able to. It's okay. I'll give you a second.
Again, guys who are watching, we redid the setup of the studio to kind of get us better, like closer together to talk more, like conversation-wise, and get a 3-camera setup, which we're still using the 1 camera. Hello, everybody. But we're going to get to the point where, one person's talking, you have zoomed on that person. The next person's talking, zoomed on that person. Then we got the overall shot. So because we're in the garage, there's a connection with Wi-Fi. I have Wi-Fi cameras that connect to the iPad. So one of them is just far enough out of reach where it has an issue with the Wi-Fi. So it's not one thing, it's another.
But it's coming together. Every time I come in, it looks better. Even though it looks worse, but it looks better, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I got in here around 6:30 this morning. All of this stuff you see back here was on the desk this morning.
Wow.
Let me push it to the side. So anyway, so tone deaf, Liz Cheney,
but it's a scary thing when people they have no self-awareness.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like our government, our country is being run by people who have no self-awareness. I mean, by a large margin, not just like, the fringes, but by a large margin, people don't recognize or aren't aware the people are saying X, and they keep banging their heads against the wall and like, why am I bleeding? Why am I bleeding? It's like you're bleeding because you're banging your head against the wall, a la Stelzer, whatever his name is. It's like he did not get, like Joe Rogan. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Joe Rogan says, right? But I believe what he says.
Yeah.
I believe that what he says is really what he feels. Even though I would love sometimes to be in a conversation with him, tell him like, hey, that's a little off. Have you ever considered this? But notwithstanding, I believe him. Like he's being sincere.
Yeah.
When I listen to these other guys, it's like, are you being sincere? Is this really how you think?
It does come across like they're pundits. They have a talking point and they got to hit their talking point. But I would say, it's the fact that when they're challenged by something, they don't say, oh, let me think about it. They say, no, you're wrong. And they immediately turn it on you. Or if you tell Joe Rogan, or at least when I've seen in his podcast, I don't agree with this. He's like, well, I think this because of X. What they tell me what I believe this because of Y. All right. I mean, you see how that sounds crazy, right? Yeah, but okay. He doesn't tell you you're wrong. He'll listen to you and he'll say, I don't really agree with that. Like you said, listen, they could be off a little bit, but he's not telling you you're wrong because you have a different opinion. He's saying, I don't agree with that opinion. Here's mine. And to me, it's as simple as that.
And he doesn't blast you for having a different opinion.
Yeah, so that's my point. You're not telling someone you suck. You're saying, listen, I don't fully agree with that. And that's okay. That's why I think some people they listen to more of Joe Rogan because it's just my thought. I'm just a guy, same as everybody else out here. Like your buddy who thinks only the experts, who they're clearly not experts, are the only ones allowed to talk, where people like Fox is the number one rated, network, and I think Hannity and
what's his name?
Tucker,
right.
They're like 3.5 million viewers or something, where Joe Rogan's 11 million. So even the ones that are the best that we like aren't even close to Joe Rogan, and it's because he's not up there pushing an agenda. He's up there just getting information. And even the ones that we like, Fox, they're pushing an agenda. They're a little more open to fair and balanced to getting other sides, but they're still pushing the Fox agenda.
Here's what's interesting in terms of Fox. Like I'm increasingly disliking Fox more and more.
Yeah.
And I told you this before, when about a month before the election in 2020, Trump was on, what's his name? Rush Limbaugh. He was on Rush Limbaugh on the radio, and I was like, it was actually a really good show. I mean, to hear Trump uncut, and just shooting the breeze is a very pleasant listen, right? So I'm listening to this, and in that conversation, he said Fox has lost their luster. They're not where they used to be. They're like 40% weaker than they used to be.
Yeah, I remember that interview.
And I was like, it was imperceptible to me. Like I didn't even realize that was happening. But since that time, I'm watching Fox. Really, since the election and how they turned so quickly, pivoted so fast, and looking forward, I'm like, wow, Fox has lost something, man.
It's fun if you tell people all the stuff that Trump pointed out. They'll tell you you're nuts. And you tell those same people, he said Fox is full of it. Yeah, see, he's right. Well, then, if he's right about one thing, isn't it a possibility he can write about everything else? No, it just fits their narrative. That's all it is.
Going back to Jeff, like I was telling Jeff, like, well, you guys were here today. The podcast came out on Friday, but anyway, he didn't give Trump the benefit of the doubt with the raid on his property, and it's like, Jeff, we've been through this already. You know what I'm saying? How many times did this have to happen for us to say, no, he gets the benefit of the doubt, you don't? Even if he comes out looking bad in this, okay, fine. But at the beginning, now that we're here, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because so many times in the past, he said what he said, and it's like, oh, wow, he was right.
But to Jeff's point, we'll spin the wheel here. To Jeff's point, it wasn't about that. Having the documents was breaking the law. So it doesn't matter what they find, don't find, whatever it is. He had the documents, which, regardless of who said he could have taken them, there's a 1978 law that says you can't have it. Even if Obama, even if Hillary, that's the point. So we give him the benefit of the doubt, except for the fact that he had the document. So,
but this is what I'm trying to say to you. That whole narrative of he had the document and he shouldn't have had the documents, right?
Yeah.
Where are we hearing that from?
Oh no! I listened to hear it from all the.
We're hearing from the.
I had it. I didn't show it.
Okay.
But I picked it up because I was looking. Who gave Trump the okay, and it was NPR, MS. It was like 6 of them with the exact same headline. As many as I could fit on the screen.
Right.
All at NPR.
Same thing,
the
right?
Hill. It was the exact same headline, word for word, about the documents not being classified in something, and I'm like.
What's the news media that came out of BBC that we were talking about?
The Trusted News Initiative.
It's like
it's word for word the same thing.
It's right in front of us, and it's like, when are we going to realize? Just because they say it doesn't mean that it's real.
Yep.
What do you got?